4 of the Petit Atelier Art Challenge. So last week you guys had made your salt dough pencil holders and they turned out so cool. Each one was super unique, and I'd like to start off by picking out our prize to see who won. So let's see, I will pick a random name in here. This one, okay, is Ellie P. All right, Ellie P, I will make sure to email you and your family and we will get this out to you soon. So remember, you won the wooden weaving board as well as one of these skeins of yarn, and you can pick out which one you'd like, all right? Okay, so this week for our art challenge, we are going to be doing weaving. Now the weaving we're going to do is a little bit different than what you might have done before if you've tried weaving. We're going to be doing found object weaving. So what that means is you're going to find things around your house, your yard, that you could incorporate into your weaving. So here's my example, and I have paper, regular old yarn, some ribbon, a plastic grocery bag, some plants, a twig, and just a couple other different things. This is like those netted bags that hold your oranges. So just start thinking of all the different things that you can incorporate. Okay, so the prize for this coming week will be a quilling set. And I will have a picture of it right here for you to check out a little bit closer. Quilling is where you wrap thin strips of paper around like a little needle and create really cool designs with it. It's like a bunch of little spirals. You guys will love it. So remember, to enter the art challenge, you need to email me a picture of your entry of your weaving at lepetitateliernv@gmail.com, or put on Instagram with the tag #LePetitArtChallenge. All right, so let's look at some of the entries from last week that were super cool that I want to share with you guys. All right, let's get started. All right, the first thing you'll need to do is find objects that you can weave into your loom. You can use fabric, thread, bags, paper, ribbon, just anything that you can put into long strips. Plastic grocery bags are a great way to make yarn. Let me show you how to do that. First, you'll want to flatten out your grocery bag. To get your edges straight, you'll pull on the top and bottom at the same time. Then you're going to take and fold it in half from side to side. Then fold it one more time. Our next step will be to cut the top handle parts off. Then we'll be cutting it into about 1-inch strips all the way down. Now we need to open up the strips that we've made from the plastic bag. You'll notice that they make a loop. So you'll set one down on the table, open up another one, and we'll stick this on top of our first loop on the end of it. So that way they overlap. Then you're going to grab the bottom loop and pull it through the top loop, and then stick your fingers through it. Then grab the opposite end of your bottom loop and pull that through the top loop until you've created a knot. Now we're going to repeat that step to make our yarn. We have that loop now on the bottom, so we'll open up another strip to create our third loop. This one will set just on top of our last loop, and then you're going to lift the bottom loop up, stick your fingers through, and grab the end of your bottom loop and continue to pull through until you've created a knot. You'll repeat this step till you've used all your strips. For your loom, you will need a thick piece of cardstock or a piece of cardboard. I chose to use the back of my notebook because it has a nice thickness. Your next step is marking out where your tabs are going to go on your loom. I'm doing mine every inch, but you can also do every ½ inch if you want a tighter weave on your loom. Make sure you do this on both sides of your loom. After that, you're going to do a straight line out about 1 inch from the edge of your cardstock or cardboard, and you'll want to do that on both sides. Now we're going to draw in our tabs. You'll start at the top of your cardstock or cardboard and go down to the line you've created, and make sure you do this on both the top and the bottom. Now that you have your tabs drawn out, you're going to cut them all the way up until you reach the line that you've done to mark where they're going to stop, and you'll do that on both sides of your loom. The next step will be making our warp. The warp are the strings that go from the top to the bottom of the loom and hold our weaving in place. You will want your warp string to be about 3 arm lengths long. Now to begin, you're going to put the string behind one of the end tabs, top or bottom are fine, and stretch across to the other side. Then you'll repeat this step, wrapping around the back side of each tab and stretching the string across your loom to the opposite tab. Continue doing this until you've filled your tab. Now the end pieces of your string, you're more than welcome to hold in place with tape, or you can even tie them to another piece on the back of your loom. Now we will begin our weaving. Now the weaving thread is called the weft, and it's moved from side to side and goes under and over the warp threads. I'll show you how to do that now. So for our weaving, we're going to do a under and over pattern called tabby. You can see here how the strip of paper first went under the warp string, then over, and continued going under, over, under, over. Very important when you go to do your second strip that you do the opposite. You start by going over, since your first one went under your warp string, and then continue with the opposite pattern. Now I will go under the warp string and then over, doing the opposite of what I did with my first strip of paper. Now you can tell if you've done this correctly if the warp strings that are showing on your first strip of paper are opposite of the ones from the second strip of your paper, making a zigzag. Now I will show you how to weave a longer piece of yarn. So since I started with my over, my next row will be under, then over, under, over, and I will continue this until I get to the end of my loom. Now I'll continue to pull the thread all the way through, but I want to leave a bit of a tail, maybe about the length of your finger, hanging off the edge of your loom, so that way it doesn't become unraveled. To prevent your weaving from getting pulled too tightly, we're going to make a little hill. You'll pull your string down to the edges of both of your warp threads on either end, and then slide it down with your fingers. You'll want to do this for every row that you make. I went over my last warp thread, so now I will go under that last warp thread and do the opposite over under pattern is the row I did before. And I'll continue to pull the yarn through until it gets close to the edge. I want to make sure I don't pull too tightly because that will squeeze in the sides of my weaving. Like before, I'm going to make a hill by pulling each end of my yarn down to the last warp thread on either side and then slide it down with my fingers. Let me show you that step again. So now, since I ended by going over my last warp thread on that same side, I will go under, over, all the way through, and then make sure I make my hill and slide it down. Now sometimes you will make mistakes by forgetting to do the opposite as the previous row. So let me show you what that will look like. So now I'm going to go over because I ended with the last row, and it will actually make my entire previous row become unraveled. Once you've come to the end of your yarn, you'll want to weave it in just 1 or 2 warp threads and then leave the rest of it hanging down, and that will just be on the back end of your weaving, so it won't be noticeable. Now to start your new thread, you'll want to start it right where the other ones stopped. So right where I went under with my last piece, I will go under with my new thread, then over, under, continuing like I would have with that last piece of yarn. And just like we have done before, you pull through and leave a little bit of a tail, I like to say about a finger length, and let that hang down, and then continue your weaving. Alright, now that you guys have the hang of weaving, let's start to have fun by incorporating some of our found objects. Here is some of the plastic bag yarn that I showed you how to make at the beginning of this lesson. Anything can work as long as it's the width of your weaving loom and it can fit in between your warp threads. Once you come to the end of your weaving, you want to leave about 1 inch from the top, so that way you have room for a hanger. I'm using a stick and I'm weaving it over under just like I have with all of my yarn, and I want to make sure it gets all the way through. I will cut 1 warp string at a time and tie 2 of the warp strings together to secure the hanger. After all of your warp strings on the top of your weaving have been tied together, you can then remove the loops from the bottom. You aren't going to be cutting these, we'll just be sliding them off of the loom one by one. After your weaving has been completely removed from your loom, then you can make a couple last adjustments. You can slide down any of the yarn that might need to be adjusted or trim off any edges or pieces that you would like. So remember, for your entries, you want to make sure you email me your entry for this week's art challenge, which is our quilling set, at @lepetiatelierNB@gmail.com or on Instagram at #LePetitArtChallenge. And don't forget to check out Wednesday's art tutorial. We'll be doing more weaving, but with our fingers and a couple other things. All right, see you guys soon.